And there it is. We are back. How does it feel?
Feels great.
Oh, you're back for the first time.
I'm back for the first time.
Have you ever done a podcast before?
I do a podcast weekly.
Oh, I need to check it out. Do you host it?
No, the Drunken Stoner is the host of the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to get there. Oh, we're definitely going to get there. So let me start us off the right way. We're back again. Another beautiful addition to the Realquicctho podcast. Another brother in comedy. You know I love my comedy. I try to bring all the comedians on to shed some light on them. If their light isn't, everybody's light is bigger than mine. But again, he's a brother in comedy. He is at Realquicctho for our favorite mention on the podcast, the Drunken Stoner. Realquicctho every Monday. And there's so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my brother in comedy, Bork.
Thank you, Julius.
Yes, sir. Thanks
so
for coming.
This
is fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So many questions, but I'm gonna break. My mind goes at 1,000 miles an hour.
I know how you work. I've seen it.
What made you decide to start comedy?
I've always liked comedy. As a very young adult, I saw Roseanne Barr before she was Roseanne.
Right, got it. Okay,
Yeah,
I had to double check.
And I saw all these other comedians, Paula Poundstone, and all these other comedians from way back when, and it was just amazing to me that they could get up on stage. I saw them at like the Improv or the Comedy Store when I was in town. I'm originally from Chicago, so being from Chicago, that Green Bay hat on the table is killing me. But I'll let you keep it there as long as it's
I had
close
to
to
move
you
the
and
hat
not
from here
me.
to here. We had to switch that in pre-pro.
So that's basically what made. I mean, I've seen Rodney Dangerfield live, and Steve Martin live, and these guys just made me want to get into comedy. My wife, I've been married 46 years. My wife my wife has always said I'm her personal comedian, and she's always encouraged me to do comedy. Well, I turned 64 a couple of years ago and decided it was time to retire. And when I retired, I wanted to take up a couple of things, and this was one of them, comedy and writing. And I really enjoy it, and it's a bunch of fun.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I didn't know you wrote. See, and that's why I had to bring you on here, because there's so much more to you than what meets the eye. What are you writing?
My latest writing was I have a brand new grandchild, and you go to their house and you read them nursery rhymes, and I just started thinking nursery. When we returned home, I started thinking nursery rhymes. Those could be really funny. How can I make a nursery rhyme funny? Well, I'll give you a sample. Mary had a little lamb. She said it tasted great.
Lamb chops.
It was revenge for that lamb following her to school one day.
Ooh.
A little dark side.
I was gonna say Bork rhymes.
Yeah. And on the Stoner Show, I'm usually the warm up for his show. Mm-hmm. I ask a lot of trivia questions. He likes that. I did it on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I did it on a
for
show
the Halloween special too. Yeah,
with WAP and.
That's right.
And
yeah,
it just killed. And he said we're going to do this, permanently. So
yeah, that was dope. Drunken Stoner, yo. Every episode, you're here. Not even this is your show too, bro. He got so much things going on. Everybody loves you, man. I just need you to know that you are brought up on damn near every one of my podcasts, and it's never a bad thing.
Yeah, and he brings in. We've both started, very recently, and he brings in young people to do his show, people, and gives them, that kind of visibility.
Yeah, like everybody gets a shot.
Yep,
That is a complete no judgment zone. Like
exactly.
he's brought people onto the show that I've introduced them like days prior. Cause I've been trying to bring people into the group chat. Some people like it, some people don't. But the ones that do, they're on the show in the next week, the next show.
I love that group chat. I get into
Yeah, me
that.
too.
I get into that group chat, and I die. And somehow I'm not. I'm 65. I'm not really good with
Like
Instagram.
tech savvy, yeah.
Yeah, and like there's a light, and I think I gotta hit this light, and I call everybody in the group.
I almost answered a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I would be in class with my students. I would be working with one of my students on Lexia or something, and I'd see that Bork's calling. It was like, oh, I want to get it. I want to get it. I don't know why people get mad at that. People like, oh, you call it one more time. I'm gonna leave the chat. Bye. Bye. It's positive around here.
I had one guy that didn't leave the chat, but he X'd me out of his chat, out of the chat.
Peace.
And gone.
Peace.
But that's cool. I'm learning.
Yeah, same. I didn't even know you could call in a group chat. I didn't know this.
Yeah, I'll show you the button later. Not to hit.
So, well, okay. So, growing up, you didn't have social media.
Growing up, I didn't have computers.
Yeah, see, that's just
I mean, the first time I touched the computer was 1981. I was in college, and the language was Watt 5, which is like, it's gone. It was very short lived, and that's what I learned in college. I mean, it was like you had to have computers because I was a business major. I have a degree in accounting, and it was really, really, really tough for me to figure out how to use these little punch cards. It wasn't like it is now. You had to punch a hole in this thing, and you had to punch them in the right place, and it was. I got a D in the class.
So like, without just the fact that you grew up without computers, so you literally got to see evolution, which is almost envious because I wish I was there. So you got to watch no computer, then internet, and then now it's just we can literally just all it takes is this right here, and we have every question that we want, or almost every question that we want, is answered at the push of a button. Or you can just look at your phone and have Google answers.
World Book Encyclopedias.
Right?
When I was a kid, everybody had to have them.
You had the pen and paper era.
Yep.
Now it's, hey Alexa, can you turn off the watch for me? Like what?
The first year I was in business, I was not using a computer. We didn't use computers until probably the second or third year that I was an auditor in accounting.
What is that like?
Auditing?
Yeah.
Well,
you're in everybody's business. Like, wait, because I'm a simple guy. I don't know about a lot. Auditing is when you spend more money than you make, and they want to know where the money's coming from, or how does auditing work?
You know how I think there's an expression about a horse getting out of the barn and then closing the gate after the horse leaves. Okay, you just don't do that. You want to close the gate before the horse leaves, so he doesn't leave.
Got it.
That's kind of what accounting was to me. I was going in after the horse had gotten out of the gate to look at books and records of companies, okay, and to determine whether their bookkeeping was in accordance with certain standards that are kept within the accounting industry. Yeah. Now everybody's bored.
No, because I'm thinking because my accounting is at least in my household, it's I manage the finances, which is that accounting? Like, I want to go spend, I want to go buy these pair of shoes. How much are they? $2,000. Nope, can't do it. Like, that's my definition of managing our finances. I'm the accountant of the house.
Yeah, it's what I like to call budgeting.
There.
That's budgeting. You be the budgeter.
Duh. See, duh. That's just me trying to sound all smart in front of an educated man. Like, I'm an accountant. I know how to count from one bill to the next bill.
There you go.
See, comedy all over the place.
No.
When did you connect with the Drunken Stoner?
It was actually in my second or third show over at Corbin. And
Shout out to Corbin.
Yeah, shout out to Corbin Bowl, man. You know, the old Valley Jesus. You know, everybody loves Ryan. And Adam Furberg and Stephanie Santana.
Okay.
All three of them are the hosts over there on Thursday night. And I really, he came up to me after my show and he said, he knew I was new. And he said, you know, I really like your stage presence. You're very relaxed. You're very professional. I'd like, you know, to have you on my show. And that was it. And then about 2 weeks later, he came back to Corbin. And he was outside, and I said, "Do you still want to have me on your show?" He said, "Yeah." And then I went to his show, and I think it was probably 3 or 5 that I was first at. He's done 12 now, 13 as of last night.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So funny versus professional. Let's say you host, like, well, I know you co-host.
Yeah.
But because again, I'm new to it, so I do have some unprofessionalisms, like maybe showing up 15 minutes late. Does it cancel out when you're funny as hell, or would you rather, like, you need to be professional even if you bomb for 30 minutes?
When I'm funny as hell, I'll be able to answer that question.
Nah. So, all right. In the 805, right, Ventura and Thousand Oaks area, do you have your top 3 that are just like that's not on Netflix, that's not on TV or anything like that? Who's your top 3 in the Oxnard or Ventura or Thousand Oaks area?
Top 3 comedians, top 3 sites.
We'll do both.
Venues.
Well, first we'll do comedians and then we'll do sites, because I think it's safe to say that both of us, Drunken Stoner's up there. No. He has the best show in the 805, in my opinion.
Well, I have gotten some help from McCorkle, Brandon McCorkle. I really appreciate the help from him, and I consider him to be experienced and somebody that I can learn from. Aside from Stoner, I like chatting with you because we're on the same level, and we do comedy a little different way. I know you love to ad-lib when you get there, and you love to, you know, just put it out there when you get there. And I'm kind of the writer guy. I come in with the one-liners, and I come in with jokes, and, you know, I've got my bits and feel comfortable. And then the other guy is Adam Furberg, who's actually a mentor. Adam is the guy that was at the Corbin Bowl. He is good friends, or actually his wife is good friends with my daughter-in-law in the Valley. And Adam is really, really, really helpful for me. When I have questions and stuff like that, I'll messenger him, and Adam will give me a shout. He'll give me a shout out and tell me, "Hey, Bork, you did this, or you didn't do this, or get your hand out of your pocket," that type of thing.
Okay, see, that's dope, because right now my how do I say it? One of my concerns, I don't want to say fear, because I don't really do that, but one of my concerns is a lot of yes men. Did you have to deal with that, or do you have to deal with that, or is everybody pretty like, that wasn't funny, change it? compared to like, oh, it was hilarious when it really wasn't? You have to deal with that.
Um, a lot of the venues that we do or that we do as startup are open mics, and open mics are designed really to be a gym
Yeah.
for the new comedian. And it's designed to be a gym for the old comedian as well. They come there and they do their old stuff, and they do some new stuff. The new comedians go there, and sometimes nobody really listens, but that's okay. You're getting the experience on stage, and you're finding your place in comedy. And then you go to a venue like um, I go to Naughty Pines in Thousand Oaks, usually on Tuesday nights. Not there tonight, obviously. I'm here.
And we love you for it. We love you for that.
And Eras, who runs it over there, it's primarily a music open night, but it is a mixed open night. And usually I run halftime because I'm the only comedian over there. And you get a real feel from the crowd who aren't comedians as to whether your stuff is working or not. And that's why I do these smaller venues with non-comedians. It's just because, okay, I did it at Corbin, I got my reps in. Now I'm going to go out and I'm going to try the material in front of a live and listening audience.
Because that's the game.
That's the game.
Got you. Okay. I like that. That's an interesting way of looking at it. What's the biggest venue you've done? How many people were there?
The biggest venue I've done. I haven't done a lot of big venues.
Same,
I would say
same.
I would say the biggest venue that I've done is probably Corbin Bowl on a night when somebody's brought 15 or 20 of their friends in to see their stuff.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and at Corbin Bowl, that's who you play to, because the comedians aren't listening; they're all talking, and that's fine. I do it too.
Yeah. Okay. So, how long first, did ego ever play a part in your comedy? And if so, how long did it take you to get over it?
Ego plays a great part in my
big
comedy,
part.
a huge part in my comedy, and only I know it does. Now everybody does.
But that's good though. That's good. You never let them see you sweat.
Yeah. The only reason that I do this is because I don't do drugs. I don't drink. Okay. I do take Adderall, but not the RX stuff, because all you people out there are taking it and I can't get it.
Hey, stop taking all the drugs from the people who need it, man.
Yeah.
Shoot, I drink alcohol. Hey, Corona. Speaking of that, hey, real quick though, Corona, man. I'm tired of shouting you guys out, and I ain't get no cases yet. I need my cases. Please. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just, good man. I like to drink. It's Corona time. Come on, man. Shoot. Sorry. Go ahead. We're going off the rails.
That's okay. Yeah. So as far as ego goes, it's a stroke of my ego every time I get up on stage, whether I bomb, okay, or whether I kill, or whether it's just a normal show. It's just a stroke of my ego to be in front of people.
So that way it's all about you. So I'm glad you answered it like that, because what I meant was like, do you feel like, oh, I'm better than him, or he's not that funny, or I'm not going on. I'm not gonna go on before her. She's not coming on that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I meant, because I thought I had an ego. But when I saw what it looked like on other people, because I'm a firm believer in, like, I watch people and I learn from your mistake. I don't want to make the mistake if I don't have to. If you make the mistake and I learn from it, cool. But I got to see what it looked like on somebody else.
That's very cool.
But it sounds like you don't have that problem.
I see the comedy world as a place where you can meet people. And I've met all sorts of people in the comedy world in just 4 months. And it's amazing how much people want to help you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and how much you can be friends, comedy friends,
Right. Right.
with
yeah, yeah.
everybody in the industry. I mean, look at you and me. I mean, we're friends.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's a
Happen like
wonderful
that.
thing.
Same
Yeah,
frequencies,
exactly.
same energy.
You got it. And it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of an association that's not an association.
Right.
That has no rules. Okay? Being nice to each other
Yeah.
is probably the only rule it has. And if I go on after a DeResta, or if I go on after, Perry Kurtz or somebody like that, who've been in the business for like 30 years and have, been on the Tonight Show and done comedy all over, the United States, that's great for me because I had the opportunity to see them on stage before I went on stage. And it does help a lot.
Okay. Every time, look, all of it's been gold.
And I'm going to give a shout out to CT Adams. What do we? Oh, I'm going to give a shout out to CT Adams. Hey, CT.
What's up, CT?
CT is another guy that helps me out a little bit. Thanks, CT.
Yeah, for friend, hey, we got to get you on here too, man. One of these days. What was my question? I had a dope question.
I'll look at the Green Bay hat and hiss you in my mind while you're thinking.
No, it was a good one, and it just slipped right now. I hate when this happens, but again, this is authentic. This is as real as it's gonna get. I'm not cutting this part out. You got to see. I don't want everybody to just see the good. They got to see the bad too. They got to see. That's one thing about comedy.
It's not bad when you forget. Trust me, I'm 65.
But it's like, I can't remember where I heard it from, but comedy is probably, or one of the few genres where people get to see you rise. Like, they see the bad first, and then they see the improvement, and then they see the final cut, the final draft. It's not like that in music. It's not like that. At least it didn't used to be, because with social media now, you get to see when Bronny Jr. missed a layup. You never saw Michael Jordan miss a layup in high school. You know what I mean? Like you didn't see Michael Jordan not making the team. You just got to see the Michael Jordan that we know. But today, you can follow these kids, anybody. You can follow anybody from the time that they're in like middle school to high school to college to the pros. Comedy is the only genre where it's like that. It's like, oh yeah. And if you didn't see it, you heard about it. Hey, you remember that time that Julius bombed? I didn't get it on film, but somehow everybody found out.
I really don't think that people worry if we bomb or if we kill or if we just have a normal, funny show. I think that people are there to watch us, to have a good time, and to say that, oh, Bork's working out some new stuff, that he's not as funny as he normally is. He's working out new stuff. So I think that's there's going to be nights. I mean, where it just doesn't work,
For sure.
And there's going to be crowds where it just doesn't work for.
Patties.
I mean,
yes,
that we did 2 shows together last week, and
hard.
we went from one venue to another venue, and how different those 2 venues were, and how different the material had to be to make laughter in each place. Yeah, so it's really cool stuff.
So being the new guy, right? For me, actually, you're kind of the new guy too.
I am.
Have you? And this could be ego. Actually, it probably is ego. Has anybody ever given you advice that you know without the shadow of a doubt that you're funnier than them?
I don't judge myself against other comedians.
That's good because I do.
Okay. Yeah, you really can't. I mean, like I said, I was talking about a couple of people that have been in the business for 30 years before, and if they gave me advice, and I thought it was bad advice, I just wouldn't use the advice. But I would thank them for it because they're trying to help me.
Yeah.
And it's like I say, it's a close knit community. Even those Mike McFarlane's guys.
Yeah. I've seen that name. I think he's in the chat too, right?
I think he is.
Yeah,
He's definitely in the chat. He's got an open mic. I think on Fridays. It's just those guys are really good, and they mean well, and they want to help the young talent because they know the better the shows that we do at these venues, the more people we're going to get at them, and it's a real helpful community.
Yeah, you're a lot more. You're a better man than me.
Oh no, that's not true.
It's like for me, man. Like if I watch somebody bomb time, like week after week after week after week, and it's like it just gets to the point where okay, I get it. He's doing this because he loves it, but just because you love playing the drums doesn't mean you're good at it.
That's right. Just because you love just because you love playing the drums, just because you love comedy, it doesn't mean that you're good at it. But when we're at these open mics, it's non-judgmental. Each open mic, it's got to be non-judgmental because people are working out new material.
Yeah, big time.
And they're trying to find out if it works, and if it doesn't work, they're going to bomb.
Big time.
Yeah.
See, I think what it was for me was because I don't really judge. I mean, I have my opinions like, oh, okay, that was good. That was, that could have been better. But it's just when that one person that nobody thinks is funny is trying to give everybody advice, I kind of take it like with a grain of salt. It's like, all right, so if you're going to sit here and give me advice, my advice to you is to follow your own advice.
That's the way you want to handle it. That's great.
I'm trying to do better.
Yeah, try to do better. I really do appreciate when somebody sees something that I'm doing or I'm not doing. If they come up to me and they say, "Hey, Bork, this is what's going on. You need to change it, or you should change it, or think about changing it." There's all sorts of ways of saying it, but listening is key.
Yeah, big time. I was just about to say that. The plus side to that is that they actually took their time to focus on what you had to say. They gave you their attention.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm learning as we go. I'm gonna be better. But I'm not gonna say your name. But man, man. I've had some people wanting to charge me to write jokes with them. So you want to charge me? I should be charging you.
Wow.
That's honestly how I felt. Because like, you know what? As a matter of fact, hey, real quick though, Bork, this is your episode, but
go for it.
Every episode that I do, every podcast that I do, I have an honorary shout out. And tonight's shout out goes out to Papa Bear, Mr. Artie. We did his stand up. We went to him after Copa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Artie. I remember Artie.
Artie has an open mic at Gigi's every Wednesdays at 9:30. He's been doing that for a long time, and he also does shows at Levity Live, and I'm trying to get to Levity Live. So Artie,
who isn't?
Right?
Yeah.
Artie, you are appreciated. You have definitely looked out for me in this scene, and from me to you, I appreciate you for that, man.
Yeah, Artie last week, he came over to me a couple of times and thanked me for being at his venue. I mean, you know, that's that comedian camaraderie. I didn't know Artie until last week, until I was at his venue. And it was the first time I was there. And for him to come over and take the time and just say, nice set, you know, Artie, thank you.
He gave me my first paid show.
Did he really?
Artie gave me my first
Oh,
paid
you're
show.
ahead of me in paid shows.
He's looked out for me a couple times. I was like, hey, this guy is because I've only known him for a few months, but the time that I did know him, that was my very first stand up. I actually kind of murdered it. My very first time,
Cool.
I shut it down. And I was like, I wasn't, I was a new guy. I didn't feel too comfortable. I didn't know what to expect. Like I've never performed in front of strangers.
What a high that must have been.
Yeah, it was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Like this is really, it's like, man, I have to do this now. I'm up here. And then I just Julius'd it and it worked. And then I just started coming back and back. And, maybe like 10 times later, 15 times later, I'm getting recognized. Other people are inviting me to their events. And it's been a hell of a journey. It's been a hell of a journey.
I'm gonna be doing Artie's show a lot more.
Yeah, so that show made me like tough. Like that show, cause before, like being new, maybe I want to say maybe from like my first ever open mic to maybe like 8, 9, 10, I used to really care about getting the laughs.
Yeah.
After I learned to stop doing that, oh yeah, it's over. Like, cause like now, like I will get at the crowd, but I won't really like. I'll say something to get their attention, because I have watched comics like if they don't get a laugh or if people are talking during their sets at an open mic, must I remind you, they will get upset. They'll take it personal. They'll start talking shit to the people that are just at the bar that really just happen to. Oh wow, there's comedy tonight. Well, whatever. Can I get a Jack and Coke, please? And like, I've seen comics try to drill them like, hey, you're being disrespectful, or hey, shut the fuck up while I'm up. You know what I mean? It's like
We saw that at that show last week.
yeah,
We
oh
did.
yeah,
We
like
did.
that. You shouldn't, like again, because I've never done it. The way I do it, I'm retarded. I'll say some crazy shit like, hey, you got toilet paper on your shoe. And they'll look down like, what, where? Like, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha. I got your attention now, huh? And they're like, all right, this guy, okay, that was kind of funny. Let me see what he has to say. But no, I've seen comics like just drill at the crowd because they're not paying attention. Like, first of all, you're at an open mic. And second of all, if you're telling me you've been doing this for 3 or 4 years and you still haven't learned the concept of just even having thick skin or just the show must go on, it kind of says a lot about you. But I'm not judging. I am, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's okay. It is a lot of fun to get up there and to do what we do.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, my first show was at Corbin Bowl because of Adam, and that day my psychiatrist had asked me to write things that were making me eat too much. And I wrote this very hateful list of things that were making me eat too much. And I changed it to things that were funny. And at that point, I said, I've got to share this with the world. And that's when I became a comedian.
I like that. That's inspirational as hell. Damn, that was another deep ass answer. For me, right? So how I jumped into comedy, it was always an idea. It just wasn't my idea. My whole life, I've been the wild child, but in control. I was always like the class clown, the goofy kid. Just know if you came around me, you're gonna laugh. Like whether it's me like making fun of that cat that jumped out of the dumpster, or if somebody fell and tripped, or if it was just something that I did. I'm the king at making fun of myself.
Right.
If you're around me, you're gonna laugh. I've had too many people tell me either A, I need a camera crew, or B, you need to get up on stage and just do stand up. And just get up there and talk shit in front of people. And I wouldn't listen. I was like, I'm not, because I've been hearing all this since what, middle school?
Yeah. Yep.
So I just finally, I finally was like, you know what, let me listen. I'm 33. Let me see what this is all about.
Yeah.
So I went up, I was watching people, I saw how they were doing it, and I was all like, all right, I could tell a story. And then the rest has honestly been history.
Yeah, half my age, younger than both of my sons.
But see, that's even more of a reason for me to want to talk to you, because you've been there before. And I mean, like you said, you've been there twice. You've been 30 twice.
I've been 32 times.
That's dope. I've been 30 one time and I'm still a dumbass. Like
I've been 30 twice and I'm still a dumbass.
But it's like you're accomplished, you know what I mean? Like you're retired, which is everyone's goal. You literally you're 64? You get to kick it. You get to hang out. Like you don't have to go to work tomorrow. You don't have to go to work tomorrow. You just get to, you know what? I already did that. I already put in my work. Now I get to enjoy the fruits of the labor of being retired. What do I feel like doing? You know what? I guess I'll go check out this comedy shit.
Yeah, every day is a labor of love. I sit down. My wife goes to work. She still works, and I start to look at the internet. I start reading articles. I start gaining material. I start thinking, oh, what would happen if I said this instead of that? And how can I change this to make it funny? And that's where my writing comes in. And I had a 5th grade teacher that told me I would never be able to write anything.
There's always that teacher all the time.
Oh yeah, this guy was my favorite teacher throughout all of middle school, 5th, 6th, and 7th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade back in Illinois. And boy, when he told me that, he really disappointed me.
And look at you now. You proved him wrong a few times.
Yep.
Good. We good. We got the other director in the building. What's up, Rod guy? You making sure the camera's right. I like that.
We got 19, 20 directors here.
Yeah, man.
We got a big show.
Got a squad. Damn it! I just forgot my question again. I wish I was multitasker.
I do that to people. I'm so intimidating.
Oh, this is what it was. So, internet. So now you have all this time on your hands. You get to surf the internet. What was the deepest you've gone down the rabbit hole, and what was the rabbit hole about? Because when you approach the rabbit hole, it's always something that's here. But then when you're at the end of the rabbit hole, it goes way to like another universe. Do you remember that rabbit hole?
Oh. First of all, I got up on Insta for the first time 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Instagram is a scary place.
Okay, that's yeah.
A lot of temptations.
I've been on Facebook forever.
Yeah.
But the deepest thing I've ever gotten to on the internet is looking up somebody, finding out, Googling somebody, and finding out who they really are and what they really are, what they've done. Is this a person that I want to be associated with? And it's only when I have suspicions that I do this.
Makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do it for everybody. And it helps me to stay on the right path, and I want to be on the right path.
For me, it was Jim Carrey. I went down the Jim Carrey rabbit hole.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went
Okay.
down that rabbit hole. I read his books and stuff. I didn't know he made kids books.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I
Wow.
found it. Like I used to work at the YMCA,
Yeah.
and there was a book there, and the only reason why I picked it up it was because it was written by Jim Carrey.
Oh, that's very cool.
But like I've been down that alien rabbit hole, the Illuminati rabbit hole, the the demasculinity of men, and the internet.
Demasculinity of men.
Yeah, it's like if you smoke marijuana, it messes with the brain stuff, and if you eat processed food, it's a form of
I'm
population control, and yeah,
I'm screwed with the processed food thing.
It
You don't
goes
get to look
deep.
like this without eating a lot of processed food.
Diet Coke's bitch ass now. But yeah, like it gets scary. Like even like the whole like veganism, or because I recently learned too that you can claim to be vegan, but if you drive a car with leather, or if you wear a leather belt or leather shoes, or if you eat honey or anything that has to do with an animal, you're not a real vegan. Like it's not just a diet; it's a whole lifestyle.
Dude,
That's
I
a
was
whole rabbit
vegan
hole.
for 6 weeks before Thanksgiving. And for Thanksgiving, I made myself this huge plate of cut vegetables with seasoning, and I brought it down to, let's just say, the hostess's house. And I'm sitting in the living room, and I'm watching as she's putting my Pyrex plate of vegetables into the oven, and she drops it.
Oh no.
She takes the whole plate, puts it everything off the floor, and puts it back into the Pyrex, and puts it into the oven. She doesn't know I see this. And when it came out for dinner, it came time for dinner to eat it. I definitely didn't eat it, and that's why I was a vegan for only 6 weeks. I had turkey.
Wow. She really thought that she was like,
Oh, yeah,
was it like
she-
one of those like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like it was one of those, and you're just sitting there like,
No, I was just, yeah. It was more like I was sitting there.
I
just-
can see you.
Yeah, except I didn't say it, and it's okay. You know, it's the lady is a lovely hostess, and I just won't bring her another casserole.
I'll do it. Why? I'll do. Excuse me. Let me do it. You've done enough. Let me do this.
Exactly. Let me put this in the oven.
I thought about it because the idea and the concept of it is I liked it. I liked it because for some people it really does. It helps and it heals, but more importantly, for some people it cures too.
Yeah, it is very difficult to do when you're trying to do vegan and be gluten free.
Okay, see that's another thing.
Yeah.
I hate to sound ignorant, but what is gluten?
Gluten is like wheat and wheat products, and there are some people called celiacs who have celiac disease, and those people cannot eat the gluten or they'll get violently ill. So being gluten free, they are the primary group of gluten free people, and people like myself who have different medical issues find sometimes that being gluten free for 3 or 4 months at a time really help with the attitude and things of that nature.
See, I heard some people don't eat meat because it messes up their attitude. It kills their mood.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like, how do they break it down? They broke it down to like, you're eating this chicken or you're eating this cow, or you're eating this pig that somehow knew that they were gonna die and that they were fighting for their life. That energy, you that energy is being transferred to you. And it makes sense. It's a cool idea, but
Do they have feelings?
yeah, like I don't know. Like,
Yeah. I mean, my mom lived on a farm when she was a kid. She saw the old chicken head
yeah,
and the chicken running around the farmyard. She tells me about
that's
it all the
real.
time.
The chicken
That's
really
real.
runs around with the head cut off.
The chicken runs around with its head cut off. Yeah.
What is? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but my mom tells me about it a lot.
That'd probably freak me out. Like, hey, back up! Stop!
Yeah, shout out to BB. My mom.
Hi, BB. I got a sister. Her name is Dee Dee.
Oh, there we go.
And then I got a little niece who her happy belated birthday, Sierra. We call her Cece.
Very cool. Yeah, I have a friend that has a sister named Gigi.
Yay! I got 2 Gigi's. What's up, Gigi's? JJ's. What letter?
Yeah, no JJ.
TT. I got a bunch of TTs in the black culture. There's a ton of TTs.
Cool.
We're off the rails and I love it. What time we got on there? On that red part. I can't see from here. Okay, yeah, we're making good time. We're making really good time.
Cool.
So, we all have dreams and aspirations of one day having a Netflix special. Let's say in 5 years from now, Bork's Netflix special comes out. Or actually, let me take it back a little bit. Let's say you're at like a Walmart or a Sprouts or something, and you're walking down the aisle, you're picking up some zucchinis or something, and you hear a complete stranger. You overhear their conversation, and they're talking about Bork's episode on SNL. How would that make you feel?
Before I answer that,
I like these.
I'd like to tell you that, Meatloaf, the singer, when he was alive, he lived in and around here for a short period of time, and I saw him at the Whole Foods in front of the deli counter. Meatloaf in front of the deli counter.
I gotcha.
And it's a true story. It's a true story. So if somebody recognized me and really liked me on SNL, I would thank them. I would look them in the eye and thank them. And be humble about it.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important that if you're successful in anything, to be humble about it. I mean, look where Elon Musk is right now. He's not very humble.
Yeah, he's doing some things. I don't know what's going on with him, but I hope the best for everybody.
Another guy who's not very humble is Ye.
Yeah, he's on something else too. He's
out there. I mean, he's getting on programs with a mask over his face because of something. I mean, I have no idea why he's putting a mask over his face. Maybe he just wants to be more like the KKK.
Yeah, it's definitely like, how do I put it? I don't even know how to describe it. Because for him, he claims it's self-defense. He has all these claims.
Right.
The only thing that I've ever really spoken about his particular situation is that the anti-Semitic part, unless I missed something, I haven't heard him say anything bad. The only thing that I've heard was the Jews own and run everything. That's not a bad thing, in my opinion. I wish I could, who wouldn't want to own that? That's dope.
But we don't own, I'm Jewish, we don't own and run everything.
Okay, boom. See, and that's why we need to have these convos.
We'd like to own and run everything.
Right, that's exactly what I mean. Like, that's exactly what I mean. Because it's like, why is that anti-Semitic? Why is that a bad thing? But now that you're telling me that you don't, that changes things.
Yeah, there are other things that he said that were hurtful. bringing a white supremacist to the White House. I just think he thinks he's white, number one. I don't know if he knows he's black anymore. I think he's forgotten that.
Yeah, us blacks, we've been
And
saying that too.
not that being black is a bad thing, because it's absolutely not a bad thing. Being black, being white, being Asian, being American, Indian, being anything is being a person, and we all have to treat each other like people. And that's what's important in life. Us going out and trying to make people laugh, okay, is important in life. We're taking them and we're putting them in a good place. And, you know, the old golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Mm-hmm. That's what life is all about. I had cancer 31 years ago. And when I had cancer, I fell in love with the world. And I still love the world, even though it's gotten a little bit more radical.
Yeah.
And a little bit,
time.
Yeah, and a little bit more gun, a little bit more gunplay than there used to be.
Yeah, it's the wild, wild west these days.
Yeah, but those are the outliers. When somebody like Kanye does what he did, he's not an outlier. He's an influencer. And he's to put down a whole racial group. He's got to remember that the Jews were slaves back in Egypt. You know, we were slaves. We escaped Egypt to find Israel, and it's the whole Passover thing is about. We just need to be really, really kind to one another and stop all the BS about trying to be somebody that's superior than anybody else. We're all the same. Every human being has a brain, okay?
10 fingers, 10 toes, yeah.
Right. I mean, not everyone has 10 fingers and 10 toes, but you know what we're saying, figuratively.
Big time, yeah, for sure.
Figuratively. God, I once told my best friend is Harry back in Chicago. I grew up there for my first 30 years, and we're still friends. We met in 5th grade. And his dad used to own a camera store. And I was in the camera store with Harry, and I told the guy within the store all he needed was one finger to operate the camera, and then I looked at his hands.
Ta-da!
Yeah, it wasn't very pretty.
No pun intended. That was a good one.
That actually happened. So you know, it's. But I really do. I treat everybody the same.
Same, 1000%.
Yeah, gotta be, buddy. Gotta be.
One thing that I've kind of been envious of is that and again, this is just based off of what is being shown on TV. As far as I know, the Jewish community, you guys stick together. Same with the Asians, same with every other culture. You guys stick together. Like, if anything happens to one of yours, you guys band together and find a way to make that situation better. Even it could have nothing to do with you, but it's your brother. Something's going on with your brother. Hey, you guys, come on. Something's going on. We're going to hold him down until he gets on his feet. I love that. We don't do that. Unfortunately, in my culture, you see a lot of us tearing each other down.
But I'm also seeing things like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, big time. For sure.
And that's the community coming together over big social issues and making a point on those social issues. And I 100% support that. It's very important for each community to take their own, protect their own, and to treat others like their own.
Yeah, that's the Black Lives Matter. It was beautiful. But unfortunately, like, I feel, this is my opinion, I feel like that was just for that moment. You know, like, You can turn on the TV and see black on black crime all day.
Yeah, and you see white on white crime too.
Mm-hmm. You won't see Jewish on Jewish crime.
How many of these murderers that go into schools and with guns and stuff are black? Not very many.
Not a lot.
No,
Not a
it's
lot.
white people that are doing it, or Asian people, or other people other than the black people that are doing it. And I think there was one black person recently, but that was it, dude. I mean, again, we've got to treat each other better.
For sure.
That's that. I mean, and comedy is one frickin' way to treat people better. It's also, you hear some other comics slamming people up there. But
Bad, yeah.
But you know what? That's in jest.
Yeah, it's comedy.
Yeah.
You gotta take that. That.
Yeah, it's in jest.
Cause I'm pretty sure you saw the whole Dave Chappelle get attacked by the.
Oh yeah.
How do you the LGBTQ
Q community? Yeah.
Gotta say that right. The community. You got like.
Oh, nice.
But like just the backlash that he got. And that was something else. Like I'm not too privy to social media. I'm not too privy to I'm not too up to date on certain current events because anything that's negative, I try to I try to stay off of that. And to whoever's gonna watch this, like, bro, you sound stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about because that's not what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
But I guess he caught a lot of heat for saying some inappropriate things about the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that or?
I'm not, but that is one community that does band together.
Big time.
Big time.
I wish we could, black folks.
I have many, many gay friends and many, many gay acquaintances. I am an ally of gay people. Gay marriage, gay everything. If you can find love in somebody,
you win.
You win. It's a win. It's a win-win for you and a win-win for that person, no matter whether you're LGBTQ or heterosexual. Doesn't matter.
So for me personally, I'm not like homophobic. I do get uncomfortable because it's too foreign to me. Like I feel like I know that there's been this specific group for a long time, but it wasn't as out as it is now. Like the new Buzz Lightyear came in and there was a lesbian couple on there. Like it's getting super close to home. And normally, like with me, when there's something new, it's like doing math for the first time. You get super uncomfortable. I don't know what this is. 2 + 5. What is this? I don't. You're uncomfortable at first, but
let me ask you this, Julius. If it were a man and a woman, would you be uncomfortable?
No, because that's what's been normal to me.
Okay. If it were a man and a man, would you be uncomfortable?
Yeah, I'd have some questions. I mean, what is this? Like, because it's new. Like,
okay.
What is this?
Okay, so not necessarily uncomfortable, but a need to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
just wanted to make that clear that that's where you were, and not. We call that bi-curious.
Got him again. That's why I love having comics on my show. That's why I love it. But it was definitely like because and shout out to JD Stevens. I had her on last night, and she really she taught me a lot because just you grow up. Anything that's whatever you saw normally on a everyday basis, that was your norm. That was your reality.
Here's how I grew up. My father was a hairdresser who later on had to quit being a hairdresser and became an interior designer. My mother-in-law thinks he was gay. My mother thinks that he was straight, and I think he's dead. Bork wins. He's been dead for 30 years. Let's just leave him alone.
Yeah, stop it. Let the man rest. I say all that to say, hey, look, if he loves her, cool. If he loves him, cool. If she loves her, cool, man. Who cares, yo? Like, who cares? The least you can do is just be happy for them.
And sometimes, there's like 230 different genders that are available. Yeah, and sometimes it is. It's not a he, it's not a she, it's not an it, it's not a they, it's not a we. It's whatever they want to be. And that's what we have to respect. If they were born a man and they decide that they want to be something other than a man or a woman, that's fine. That's their prerogative. We shouldn't fight that. Okay? Just because there's certain religious beliefs or because people are bigoted, we shouldn't fight that. It's fine for people to find somebody to love, and if it's themselves, that's just fine too.
Yeah, everybody deserves to be loved.
Yeah. Yep. So I thought I was going to come and talk about comedy.
Off the rails.
Yeah, there we go.
Off the rails. No, I think I'm gonna leave that one out. This was more of like a moral question, but
go ahead. I'm here for you.
Little rye guy. Cause so one of my friends, he told me a story that he had went out and went to a local club, right? Went to a local club and he's dancing what looks to like what appears to be a woman. The night progresses, he finds out that she's not a woman. Well, at least from
understood
the physical part. There was some hardware when he went down there.
Okay. That he wasn't expecting.
Right.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to that individual? Like, should she have said something in the beginning, or? Because that's a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a very, very tricky question. I think that if you're going to be intimate with somebody and you're transsexual, that it's important for them to know that going into the situation.
Yeah, and it could be dangerous
if they're going to get into that situation and there's no knowledge of it, that could be a huge surprise. At which point, it's that person that's been surprised. It's their decision whether they want to go forward or whether they want to stop. Being attracted to somebody that looks beautiful or somebody that looks ugly,
it's natural.
It's natural, and it's fine, okay? And if it's somebody or something that you didn't know about that person, but you find out later, then you need to make your own mind up as to what it is you want to do, whether you want to continue or whether you don't want to continue.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to lighten the mood up a little bit.
Thank you.
We're going to lighten it up because that could go, again, that's the rabbit hole right there.
We went down.
That's the rabbit hole.
Was it the red pill or the blue pill that he took?
That's a good question.
It was a
blue chew.
It was a red pill.
How was Bork in high school? Were you the cool guy? Were you antisocial? Did you play sports? Did you have all the girls? Did you go to band camp? We want to know the what's the word for it? What's the word? The backstory.
Backstory. 7th grade, I met a girl.
Yeah, I like that grade.
She broke up with me because I wouldn't put out.
What?
7th grade. Yeah, that's crazy. In 8th grade, I met a girl, and she broke up with me because I wouldn't take her out.
What? Well, that one's more understandable. I get that one.
So by the time I was between 8th grade and freshman year, I knew everything I needed to know about girls. And I met this girl. She went to Niles North. I went to Niles East. These are places in
Chicago.
Skokie, Illinois.
Oh, got you. Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, and
no, Chicago is a fucking city.
Niles East, our football team had a record of 1-4. I played on that team. We won 1 game in 4 years.
Oh no!
Yeah, our coaches told the linebackers to go out and get tough and ferocious. The linebackers looked up at the coaches and said, "We get them, but we don't know what number they are." Oh man, that's an old joke. I did steal it, so let it go.
Yeah, oops, sorry. Hey, credit goes to whoever you are.
Exactly.
Bork told it better though.
Yeah, thank you. So I met this girl, and she went to Niles North. We went to different high schools together. I played baseball, basketball, and football in high school. On the football team, I was never off of the field. I played both ways. I was the punt returner, kickoff returner, wide out on the kick team, wide out on the punt team. I was fast as hell. And now...
You hear that, Riley? You
Now...
heard that? Football right here, baby.
Now I'm the slowest guy on my softball team. But,
so you were a jock.
Yeah, I was a jock. I tried to hang out with everybody. The greasers didn't like me hanging out with them, and they made that pretty clear. And the cool kids didn't like me hanging out with them. They made that pretty clear. And the guy and the girl that I hung out with all throughout high school was my buddy Harry, who I had met in 5th grade, and Izo, who's another Mike. I'm a Mike, is my real name, and Izo and Harry and I were like 3 guys you couldn't separate us. Except Izo went to Niles West, Harry and I went to Niles East. So they did separate us. And it was fun going through high school because I would either be with my current wife. That's the girl that I met between 8th grade and freshman year, my current wife, 46 years. My wife. Yeah. And by the way, I had to get permission to come here for the podcast tonight from her.
Yeah, it's like that. I had to get permission to do it.
And I really liked high school. That one game that we won was my senior year. It was against my wife's school. I scored 2 touchdowns in the game, and my wife had put together this scrapbook for us, for me, all throughout my sports career, and I still have it. I think one day I'm going to bring it to show you, Julius.
That's dope. Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Did you see? Oh, okay. I'm sure you were there. I think it might have been my first time that Stoner had given me like a goodie bag.
Oh boy.
And he gave me a gag gift, and it was him on, I think it was like his like freshman high school team for football. I have the photo. I still have
it. Nice. No, we were the Chicago Tribune Team of the Week from that win. They came out and interviewed me, and like a true running back, I said I couldn't have done it without my line.
I didn't get that luxury growing up. So that means you had good grades.
No.
So, that means you're just really good.
No, I have ADHD, and I don't know if you guys can see my legs bouncing, but that's what's going on.
Okay, so that's what that is. I thought that was more for because that makes you feel like comfortable, or
it's just something that happens. I don't think about it; it just happens.
Have you ever tried a fidget spinner?
I have a fidget spinner.
Do you like it?
I love it.
I like it.
I love it.
I don't have anything.
My
just
fidget
blind.
spinner glows in the dark. And it's made out of synthetic gold, and it's really, really cool.
I do have a gold one. I'm a Harry Potter nerd.
No,
I'm a Harry Potter nerd. I have a golden snitch fidget spinner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
it's pretty cool. I'm never letting that thing.
Nice. Nothing wrong with being a Harry Potter nerd.
Huge Harry Potter nerd. I might not look like it, but yeah, I got the wand on me right now.
Nice. You had any of that beer? Over
The butter beer?
Yeah, the butter beer at Universal Studio.
What's this? I sure did. Oh look! Oh, see, he just bought it to me.
There it is.
This is
your
it right
fidget
here.
spinner. Nice.
The fidget spinner.
Nice.
Oh, it needs to be. I need to lube it up a little bit. It's all faded. I need to buy another one. But yeah. Thanks, Riley. Good to see that's you're producing right now. I'm gonna put that on your resume.
Yeah.
When you get a job, man.
Good job.
What was your first car?
1976 Chevy Vega.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely.
Anybody that wants to get on to any of my secret stuff, you can use that. That's something I will change as of the end of the night.
Yeah. We don't need the scammers these days.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy. I got scammed of Bitcoin.
Oh no.
And it was my mom's husband. Like if it wasn't, you're gonna trust your mom's husband, especially when they've been together for so long. So he's like, "Yeah, I have a friend. You gotta try it. I'm up a couple thousand. Like, just give it a shot." I'm like, "All right, well, this is really close to home. He's not gonna screw me over." But come to find out, it was one of those Bitcoin miners.
Yeah.
So if on the phone it says, "Hey, you invested 500. You have 3,500 now." All right, cool. I want to cash out. The guy who did it, he ghosted me. He ghosted my mom's husband, and we just kind of looked at each other like, well, we just had to take it on the chin, charge it to the game.
Yeah.
Now we know.
That's how you do it. I mean, with FTX and all of that.
Yes,
stuff,
that's exactly what it was.
That's crazy.
$500 gone. Hey, I hope you're watching this. You actually, you know what? Let me not do that because you never know what they're going through.
Yeah.
You never know what they're going through.
Yeah, I dabbled in the coin market. Unfortunately, I dabbled in it when it was going up, and unfortunately, I dabbled in it when it was going down.
Yeah, that's okay. If I check my Bitcoin right now, let's see. Let's do it.
I bet it's about 17 to 18
cents.
No, 1,000.
Oh, 1,000. Oh, got you. Yeah. And so I put in chump change. I literally put in like $10, $20.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was $50. No, it was $30. Watch.
Like 0.0000000 of a coin.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
with a
10,
1.
20. Oh no, that's all the stocks. Okay, so Bitcoin, I am at 18 cents.
18 cents.
I'm at 18 cents worth
It's
of
at
Bitcoin.
$17,000.
$17,000.
Yep.
So
yeah. So
what goes down hopefully bounces back up.
I think
Get my $30 back.
I'm holding all my coin. It's just too much of a loss to take out right now.
Yeah, I definitely can't afford it. Not when milk is $4 a gallon and eggs is $7 a carton. Then having 4 kids in the house. Yikes, man.
Yeah, I got a raise this year. My raise was 8.7%.
See?
Yeah.
I need that kind of raise.
Yeah. Being on Social Security, you get the COLA. I got my COLA raise, cost of living increase.
Yikes, 6.8% interest rate. We were talking about it off mic. $600,000 loan, right? That I got approved for, but I had to back out because interest was at 6.8. For those that don't know what that means, it means that I take this $600,000, I pay it off over a course of 30 years. At the end of that 30 years, I would have paid anywhere from $1 million to $1.3 million on a $600,000 loan. Monthly, in the beginning, it's at you'll pay anywhere from $3,500 to $4,000 a month on a 1,200 square foot property, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That is not worth. If I'm paying $4,000 a month, I better have 9 rooms.
And you gotta hope
and an
that
acre.
you gotta hope that you can continue to make those payments. Because if you can't,
Seriously, because life happens.
you know what's gonna happen. The bank is gonna take that puppy away from you. Guess what I did for the last 6 years of my astonishing
This is
career?
about to be nice.
I was in bankruptcy. I mean, sorry, I was in foreclosure.
Yeah, okay,
I foreclosed on houses. Yeah, I didn't actually do the foreclosure. It got foreclosed on by the bank.
Yep.
And once it was foreclosed on, I had to get it into condition so that the FHA, because they were all FHA loans that I worked on, could take over the house. So we had to go out and get all the poop out of the toilet. We had to garden the garden. We had to groom the house. We had to, anybody punch holes in the walls, we had to fix the holes in the walls. Anybody leave garbage without taking it out, we had to go out and take it out. You know, that was amazing, the stuff that we had to do and the stuff that's left in foreclosed house. If you ever get foreclosed on, please, please, please straighten your house. Please take everything with you that, you know, belongs to you and is yours. And if you don't, please, please don't leave it behind. Please take it to the dump. These people work very hard. I don't do it anymore, but these people work very hard so that they can convey the house back to FHA or HUD.
So for each house, is it true that you have to put 7 times the worth of the house or something like that? Like, is that why? Okay, so let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
Foreclosed homes. Do you want to get rid of those first?
Well, foreclosed homes are the borrower is out of the home. Okay, we foreclosed. Actually, you might have to evict the borrower to get him out of the home. Okay, let's assume the eviction is done or there was no eviction. They left the house voluntarily. Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to get the people out of the house once they're gone, and that's when we could start working on the house, and that's where I came in. Anything before that, it kind of like I know what they do, but I wasn't really involved in the foreclosure. The biggest part of my job was calculating how much the bank had to make, or how much the bank could make in interest after the foreclosure. If we made a mistake, I know this is getting detailed.
No, I love it because I'm trying to buy or I'm even rent.
If we made a mistake in the foreclosure process, then the interest would no longer go to us. It would go to HUD. And by mistake, I mean if we missed a deadline. You get 8 months to start a foreclosure from the time the company is the borrower is 2 months delinquent. It's 6 months from there. It's 8 months total. And there's all sorts of other rules that go along with this that would really bore the hell out of you. But I had to know these rules and calculate who got the interest, whether it was us, the bank, or whether it was HUD.
You don't split it 3 ways?
I'd like to. I'd like to have had some of it myself. I'd like to have some of it that I saved the bank too. But I didn't work on a commission. I worked on, hourly wages. Yeah.
It's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet because somebody could go a couple months with no commission. But when they get that commission and it hits, it's like, I wish I was over there. Grass is always greener.
Exactly.
So the current market right now, what advice would you have for me that's trying to buy, that wants to buy? Should I wait or should I just go for it?
There's something that I always tell people who ask me that question is there are so many variables involved with purchasing a home. Will the mortgage rates go up? Will the mortgage rates go down? Is our house price is going to go down? Our house price is going to go up? What's the current
like state of the market
situation in the market? Yeah, and I think that I don't like to give advice because I could be wrong.
Got it.
Yeah, and I think that the only advice that I could give you is you've got to pick your time. when you're ready. If you get in and the interest rates go down, you can always refinance. Okay, it's going to cost more money to refinance. It's going to cost you some points, and it's going to cost you some other things, but you can get that interest rate down. And if the interest rates go down, if the interest rates go up, you may not be able to get into a house. So
that's where I'm at now.
You've got to be thinking, if the interest rates continue to go up, what maybe today's the day, that I got to do, because tomorrow, if it goes up 1.5 points, that's another whatever dollars you're going to be spending every month.
This is what threw a wrench in the gears for me. Everything was there. I was about to go through with it. I was going to starve just to pay the rent, but my end goal is to own a home.
To pay the mortgage.
Yes.
Yeah.
What threw the wrench in the gears for me was that I did not know that cover or closing costs had to be covered. And at $600,000, my closing cost was a little over $10,000.
There's a full disclosure rule that they should have given you a good faith estimate in the process. If you show me that good faith estimate, or if you have a good faith estimate, I can see if they told you about that $10,000. I'm sure they did. The bank has a responsibility to tell you about that.
They when they gave me it was everything that was mapped out. It was it was the loan itself, then it was the interest, and then it was the closing cost, and then it would have been like the grand total. So they didn't tell me, but when I saw it, closing costs, hey, what's this? What's the closing cost? It says closing cost $10,000. Like, is that included in the loan? And she said, no, you have to pay that up front.
Oh,
I was just
wow.
like,
Hello. There goes my down payment, right?
I was like, yikes. Well, I will get back to you when my situation's better.
Yeah.
Because it's like at that point, there's nothing really much to talk about. I don't want to waste your time. I don't have $10,000 right now.
With all the inflation that's going on now, and all the people working from paycheck to paycheck just to feed themselves and to stay housed, and all the foreclosures that are coming due in Los Angeles once the foreclosure forbearance goes away, it's going to be a bloodbath, and there are going to be so many homeless people out on the street because they haven't paid their rents, unless somehow the state of California steps in and gives them some sort of forbearance on what hasn't been paid.
Yeah, rent forgiveness or something.
Yeah.
Did you get the last stimulus check? It was literally like a couple months ago. I got a surprise, like $300.
Yeah, from the state of California. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I need to get one of those every week.
Yeah, that's how I decorated my house. I decorated my house with the stimulus from.
You got the
government.
Wait, so you don't do Christmas?
Yeah. Oh man, I do Christmas. Let's put it this way: in my household, growing up, my dad always wanted a Christmas tree. My dad's Jewish. My mom's Jewish. My dad always wanted a Christmas tree. I thought it was cool that he wanted a Christmas tree. And my mom would always say, no, no, no. Sometime when I was about 10 years old, Dad brought home a Christmas tree. It was about yay high, about 6 inches off the table.
Okay.
and he called it a Hanukkah bush. and my mom said, oh, I love it. And we had it on the table ever since. And Christmas around my buddy Harry's house was unusual. And this isn't at all Jewish people's houses. Instead of his parents giving him Hanukkah gifts, the Hanukkah pig would leave him gifts. And I had problems with the Hanukkah pig because I didn't know how the Hanukkah pig got in the house. Like, did you grease him and he slid down the chimney? At any rate, back in my house, my parents gave us, instead of the traditional 8 Hanukkah gifts, they gave us one gift, and it was always on Christmas. And my parents would explain to me, Jamie, and Laura, my sisters, that this was a Hanukkah gift. It wasn't a Christmas gift, even though we were getting it on Christmas. But I knew damn well it was a Christmas gift because the Hanukkah pig didn't bring it.
Got him. Got him. See, your jokes make me feel like educated because a lot, like, I can easily see it going over somebody's head. Not this guy. I'm with you.
Well, thank you. So, we were very, very Reformed Jews. There's different levels of Judaism. I mean, I'm not bar mitzvahed. My family wasn't very Jewish. I had enough trouble in school that they didn't want to send me to Hebrew school to become bar mitzvah. They wanted me to concentrate on school. Being dyslexic, I read enough things backwards. And when you're reading Hebrew, you're reading from right to left instead of left to right. So, teaching me to read like that would just have been horrible for me. So we're not very religious. We know we're Jewish. My wife and I got married in a temple, and my mother-in-law for years and years and years thought I was uncircumcised because my mother had told my mother-in-law's mother, if you can catch on to this, that I never had a bris.
What's that?
A bris is where you get a circumcision.
Oh, got it.
It's a ritual. It's a Jewish ritual where the family gets together and as you can see it on Jerry Seinfeld. The family gets together and the godfather holds down the kid and the godmother arranges for a moil to come in. And the old joke is the moil gets to keep the tips. You don't pay him anything. But he gets to keep the tips.
That is funny.
Because I didn't have the formal thing, but I was circumcised in the hospital. But my mother-in-law thought for years and years and years I wasn't circumcised
because you didn't go through that.
So finally, she said something to my wife. This was years and years after our kids were circumcised. Sorry, Blake and Drew.
No, you're good. No, this is interesting.
And it's something that really is just doesn't have to be religious. I mean, nowadays people do it because it's more cleanly. It's a normal thing. There are probably more people that get circumcised than non-circumcised because it's healthier. It's cleaner. I sent a picture, a full frontal of Bork to my mother-in-law to prove it.
Right.
So if anybody's looking for dirty pictures on the internet of Bork's Bork, you can find that on my mother-in-law's album if you ever break into it. Hey, here it is, Mom.
Kosher bitches.
I'm cool.
So, did you grow up in the temple?
No, I didn't grow up in the temple at all. My dad wanted to change to Catholicism, but never did. My mom didn't want him to, and we never. The only time I went to temple, you remember that girl from 7th grade?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that girl from 7th grade and 8th grade, those two. Those were the years of bar mitzvahs for my friends.
Oh, okay.
And I would go to the temple for their bar mitzvahs. I would hang out and dance with those two girls and until they broke up with me for the reasons that they did.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, never got to go to the bar mitzvah circuit with my wife, but we went to friend wedding circuit We were the first ones to get married. We got married at 18, my wife and I. We graduated on June 6th and got married on June 20th.
Dang, how did you know? How did you know that she was the one? Because that's fast.
Dude, I asked my wife to marry me when we were freshmen in high school. How did I know?
Yeah.
Just you sometimes have to take a leap of faith. You're with somebody and they are somebody who you love and somebody who you care for and you've been with. I was with her for 4 years before we got married, even though we got married at 18. And it was long enough. We were going to go to college together in Southern Illinois, but my dad wound up buying us a condo in Skokie, and we lived there very happily. I went to college and worked, and she worked, and it was a good life. It was I would come home after going to school and after working, and go to sleep for 3 hours and wake up and go back to school the next day.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Those. I feel like that now, even though I get a 7-hour sleep, but I'm always on the clock.
Yeah.
So here is this is probably my favorite question because there's so many different answers. What is Bork's definition of success? Because it's real. That question is super subjective.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting question. There's so many people that think success is money or money is success. I think that success is being able to have friends, and just have a nice life. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be poor. You just be successful with the people that you know. I've got very, very good friends in Illinois that I've known since I'm in 5th grade. Izo, Harry, there's others that are in that group. And my wife, for 50 years now, we've known each other, 46 years married. The friends that we made out here, we keep. I'm an advocate for the American Cancer Society, a legislative ambassador, if you will. I get the chance to speak with representatives or their aides at various times about things that the American Cancer Society wants passed through Congress or passed through the state Senate or state legislature here. And those things are what I consider to be success. Going on stage and trying to make people laugh, whether I make them laugh or whether I don't, going on stage is the success.
Boom.
Yeah. And I'm very, very proud of the way both of my boys grew up. I consider that to be very, very successful. And I wasn't there for 22 of the years that they grew up. I traveled 3 weeks out of every month. My wife basically is responsible for their upbringing. And she did a great job.
Yeah, even just having
Sweetie, and I call her Sweetie, Pookie, and Sweets. She calls me Fuck Bork. Bork. Jesus Christ, Bork. So,
God damn it, Bork! What do I do now? The toilet seat out.
That's really what I consider to be success: is to have a successful family, to have love, and to have friends.
That is another thing that we agree on. For me, this is success right here.
Yep.
Just the fact that it was an idea and now that it's real, success.
Yeah,
like This Corona was an idea at one point until I went out and got it. Now it's tangible.
Tangible. We got it in the
I
hand.
succeeded but
It's a tangible asset, but it does have a depreciating value.
Once it's
if
gone.
If you were to open it and to drink it, yeah.
I'm not going to drink it tonight because I'm not going to drink this Corona until I get my Corona sponsor.
There we go.
Damn it.
Looking for Corona.
I'm looking for a Corona sponsor. Any sponsor.
Hit Julius up, Corona.
Packers. Well, I am my own sponsor. This show is sponsored by Young Boss Life Clothing. Go ahead and go to Young Boss Life on Instagram. Young Boss Life Clothing on Instagram. Get you a hat. Get you a hoodie. Get you some pants, some shorts. I'm trying to make $1 million out here.
Absolutely.
One of these days, I'm going to make $1 million.
You know, we're talking about the Stoner Show. He's got one in January where he's going to let you sell your merch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah, January 28th down at Eureka in Gardena. And that's going to be like a fair. All the comedians are going to be down there.
That should be a big one.
With their stuff, and it's going to be fun. If you live anywhere near Gardena, I would go there.
Pull up.
It's going to be 25 comedians there.
Pull up.
Yeah, pull up.
You ain't doing nothing else. You're not doing shit else. Pull up. January 28th. And don't say we didn't tell you soon enough. This is going to be the Instagram clip that I'm going to probably put up tomorrow. Pull up. If you're not there, you're not where you're supposed to be. Because I'm going to be where I'm at, which is Eureka Brew Co. January 28th.
I'll be there too.
It's over. We're shutting it down. Free. Well, no, wait. Let me not say free. I think the show's free.
He's going. I think.
Hey, $20 to get in.
The show
y'all.
is free. I think it's $10 donation or something like that.
And you better donate. Don't be cheap. This is we're giving out here. If you give it, you'll get it back in good karma.
Yeah.
And you get funny ass jokes too. 25 comedians.
Yeah. And you know what? The Stoner also collects blankets and stuff for kids.
Yep.
Toys for kids year round. If you're going to make it in, bring that over. He will appreciate it.
Yeah, man, we're doing this is look, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Gardena, Thousand Oaks, Ventura. Isn't he going to Washington next month or something?
Yeah, he's going to Portland.
Yeah. Oregon.
Portland and I think he's going to be up in forget the other place, but yeah, it's up there in the Great Northwest.
Somebody's asking for because the group chat's going crazy. Somebody's asking for Bitcoin went up 1 cent, bitch ass. He's asking for shows in New York. But I say that to say that's how
Stoner's asking for shows in New York?
No, there's somebody asking. I'm just pretending I can see. I can't really see, but there's 20 plus messages in the comedy chat.
Cool.
It's a real thing, y'all. It's a real thing. You know, the Realquicctho podcast. Follow it, subscribe to it. Things is getting beautiful. Bork's on IG, y'all. Bork's on IG, y'all. Let me see. I got a couple more questions before we get out of here. These are for fun. These are the fun questions.
Alrighty.
Taco Bell or Del Taco?
Oh God. Is neither a choice? Toxic.
See, now normally
it would be Toxic Hell.
Toxic Hell. So neither would be a choice. So the way we would do neither, right? Neither is if you don't pick one, you'd have to take a shot. But we're not. I'm not even drinking tonight.
Okay. Well, if I had to pick one, it would be Taco Bell.
Yes.
Man, I went to that other place one time. I was working at UPS pitching boxes, and boy, oh boy, I was between jobs, and oh my God, I had that thing. I was sicker than a dog.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah, that Del Taco stuff.
Speaking of rabbit holes, some would even say that's human meat, but hey, we're not doing that. Let's see, Apple or Android?
Android.
I
have a Pixel.
I have a Galaxy.
Yeah.
I've never asked this one before. This should be interesting. Honda or Toyota?
Oh my God, I had Toyotas for so many years, and my last 3 cars have been Hondas. Honda.
Okay. Honda
I
Accord
used
or
to
Honda
sell
Civic?
in another lifetime. I sold cars too. So I sold Hyundai, and I sold Toyotas.
Okay.
Yeah. That
Um,
was probably my favorite job of all jobs.
selling cars?
Yeah, I just didn't sell enough. I had to go back into banking.
As they coexist, some one way or another. They coexist. Financial department.
Absolutely.
Um, let me see. Pizza Hut or Domino's?
I like Pizza Hut better than Domino's.
Oh shit!
Not many people do.
I love. Hey, I think Domino's tastes
But
better.
I'm from Chicago, dude. I don't like either of them. Yeah, if you want a pizza, get a Geno's or a Luminati or those guys. Luminati. You can order online. You can get it frozen. It comes to your house. In the dried ice, and it's really good pizza. But it's not as good as it is when it's cooked in Luminati's ovens.
Of course. Of course. Wendy's or Burger King? It's always the fast food ones.
Wendy's or Burger King?
I think Wendy's meat tastes better. Oh, but Burger King.
Carl's.
Carl's, you like Carl's Jr.?
Yeah, Carl's.
Carl's, I had a bad. Carl's Jr. is good. It took me a while to come back to them because I had their grilled cheese sandwich, and I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, dude, my wife's been to one professional basketball game with me, and it was back in Chicago when Michael Jordan was around, and we were sitting up, and my wife says, "I don't feel good," and I said, "Well, what's wrong?" She says, "I've got a stomach ache." I said, "Well, go to the infirmary." I didn't even take her there. I mean, what kind of guy am I?
Right.
I didn't
I'm
even check on her. We didn't have cell phones back then. It was like, go to the infirmary. So she went to the infirmary, and my friend and I, Harry, and his wife, Marcy, we watched the game together. And after the game, we went down and got Debbie, and she told me she'd, been sick. I don't need to go into any detail.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I looked at her and I said, "It was the Burger King, wasn't it?" She said, "Yeah."
Yeah, it was the Burger King.
So I'm not a big Burger King fan after that.
Netflix or Hulu?
Both.
Both. Okay. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
I've got Netflix, I've got Hulu, I've got Amazon.
Yep.
I've got Hulu Live. You guys want the passwords? Hit me up on my Instagram, Bork _728.
Let me see. What do I have? Okay, I have Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and Amazon.
I think the only one that I don't have in there is the Paramount Plus.
Did you love 90s cartoons?
Oh my God!
That's why I watch it.
I don't. Did you watch the Stoner Show yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Before the Stoner Show, I do the warm up, and my warm up was cartoons. I had cartoon trivia, and I was asking all sorts of questions about the Rugrats, and the Jetsons.
I would have murdered.
Man, next time you come, tell me. I'll do it again.
I watched Kablam last night.
Kablam.
Wow. What?
Wow.
Prometheus and Bob. Action League now. Like, I'm a 90s. I was born in 89. So
You know what cartoon has the most swearing in it?
Ren and Stimpy.
Historically. Not Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, historically?
Yeah.
South Park.
South Park
Yep.
it is. You got it.
Yep.
Right on it.
What?
Stimpy, you idiot.
I like Courage the Cowardly. Stupid dog. Like, I like all that. I watch cartoons till this day.
Yeah, I was a cartoon aficionado back in the day. I mean, I even know the name of the dog that was on Tom and Jerry. Do you know the name of the dog that was on Tom and Jerry?
shit!
I'll give you an idea. He wears a collar that has his
name on it.
It doesn't have his name on it. It has these things on it. So think about what might be on a collar.
The dog bone, right?
Spikes.
Spikes.
Yeah, his name's Spike. Yeah.
Just like Tommy Pickles' dog's name was Spike.
Oh man, Tommy Pickles was a question last night. Yeah, what was Tommy from the Rugrats' last name?
Pickles.
Pickles.
What
Yeah,
murder.
you would have
What?
murdered it.
Okay, so Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? Because that was
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you ask me that. My kids, when they were growing up, they used to call me a little girl because I loved to watch all of the little Disney episodes.
Yeah.
But
oh, Toodle, all that stuff.
All of that stuff. Yeah.
I liked Roly Poly Oly. I'm not gonna lie. The one I couldn't get with though, I tried to get with it because all the girls loved it was the Teletubbies. I couldn't get with the
Teletubbies. Yeah, that was a little. It was a little behind my time. It was way behind my time. It was like my kids' time. You know, I remember Teletubbies, and I remember there was all sorts of rumors about one of the Teletubbies.
Oh,
but I don't know if they were true, so I'm not going to spread them.
How about were you a wrestling fan growing up?
A wrestling fan?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I know some of the wrestlers. I saw Hulk Hogan in person.
Is he huge?
I saw him in the Pittsburgh airport. Coincidentally, the same day that I saw Franco Harris running through the Pittsburgh airport.
What's the biggest celebrity you saw? Have you ever got like what do they call it?
Man, I've seen so many celebrities. I think the biggest celebrity I've seen in comedy is somebody who I've just become an acquaintance of, and we're quickly becoming close friends. And his name is Jeff Rothpan. He's a writer. He used to do stand up. He writes for the Improv, and he sells his jokes to comedians that perform at the Improv.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy, and I hope that his mom, she's going to have some eye surgery. I think tomorrow. I hope that she does well, Jeff.
Likewise.
Yeah, thank
prayers.
you.
Prayers.
Thank you.
What's that word I'm looking for? It's like fan shock or something.
Oh, something that would I think probably Murphy Brown, Candace Bergman is probably the largest star that I've seen.
Did you fan out? There's a word for it. I can't think of the word.
Oh, man. You know who the biggest star I've seen? I'm gonna take it back. And I saw him in front of the deli counter. Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Meatloaf.
Yeah. Taking it back to the beginning.
Meatloaf was at a Whole Foods here in front of the deli counter, and I've always been a Meatloaf fan. I mean, if you guys haven't heard Paradise by the Dashboard Light, you must hear that song, especially if you're dating. It is epic. My wife and I used to listen to that when we were fooling around. We never fooled around before we got married.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Meat, he was a very cool guy, and I think before I said that I would answer if somebody noticed me in a market or somewhere, I said that I would look them in the eye and say thank you. That's exactly what Meat did to me, so that's where I learned it from.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I still can't think of that word though. What is that word? It's I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Get me there.
It's where you see the fan, or no, you see your hero, and you like freak out. There's a word for it.
Oh wow, I do not know that word. You could teach me a new word.
Fuck, man.
A fanatic?
No, it's not fanatic. There's a killing me. All right. We'll do movie franchises.
Okay.
The Transformer movie franchise or Fast and the Furious movie franchise?
I only know Transformers.
That's beautiful.
I'd like to have seen some of the Fast and the Furious, but I haven't. I know Transformers because my kids played with them.
Okay, I'm gonna go back.
I also know that I was friends with the guy that did the helicopter work on the Transformers.
No shit.
Yeah, he actually was in a crash and unfortunately lost his life doing another set. And one of the nice. I used to coach roller hockey. This kid played on my team, and he was one of the nicest dads of all the dads of the kids that played on my team.
Yeah, rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah.
Pretty
when you get to be old like me, a lot of people die.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm going through that now.
Oh.
I'm always losing someone.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but that's just
That's life, man.
That's just how it
We
is.
live, we die. I'm not afraid, especially after 34 years of being cancer free.
Yeah,
I had a lot of bonus round, man.
All right, we're going to do the last one. I'm going to go back as far as I can remember. Even
riding a bike by myself because my dad gave up on me.
No. He didn't push you?
He did, but I couldn't get it. And the next morning, and my dad got frustrated. And the next morning, I woke up and I went out by myself and I rode my bike around the block. Just, who needs them?
Who needs them?
Yeah.
Look at me. No training wheels, bucko.
Exactly.
All right. AC/DC or... Uh-oh.
You didn't see?
Nah, I didn't see. You got an AC/DC shirt on? See, boom. Boom.
Or AC/DC.
I was gonna say something corny like Aerosmith.
No, if you were gonna say Queen, dude, Freddie Mercury. I wish I could sing like Freddie Mercury. I wish I could have the stage presence that Eddie Mercury had. He was just so cool.
Everybody loves cool. I know I love cool.
Yeah.
All right. This is my least favorite part of the show. Because this is about to come to an end.
Oh, no. No, say it's not so.
No!
No!
This is my least favorite part of the show, man, but young dad duties, y'all. Gotta get the kids to bed because if you don't tell them to go, they're not gonna go. And then they argue, well, you get to stay up late. It's like, well, I'm grown.
That's okay. I know when I go home, I'm going to have a list of honeydews, and I'm going to totally ignore it
Hey,
and watch sports.
We got a nice surprise, y'all. My mom's calling. Let's say hi. Yo. You are live on air right now.
Oh my God.
On the Realquicctho podcast.
Hi, Mom!
Okay, well, hey everybody.
What you up to? You about to go to sleep?
Yes, I hadn't heard from you today, so I just wanted to call and say I love you.
Love you too. Your son's over here booked and busy.
I know you are. You better do the dang on thing.
Trying.
All right, I'll holler.
All right, love you.
Real quick though.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye, Mom!
That's right. Real quick though.
That was cool.
That was
cool.
I love when that happens. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, I make sure to make the best of that moment. But real quick though, before we get out of here, one more time, give your Instagram and give our next show.
Bork _728, spelled BORK, just like it sounds. It's fork, but with a B.
And I will be tagging it.
You will be tagging
in the video.
Thank you.
Of course, it's going to be like right here in this area. All right.
Are we doing the Copa tomorrow?
gonna go over there?
There's a good chance. There's a
Okay.
good chance I'll
Yeah.
be at Copa tomorrow.
Okay, so Copa and Gigi's tomorrow.
Copa and Gigi's tomorrow. You
Yeah.
can find us there. Also, January 28th. You're gonna be on stage, right?
I'll be there.
You will see me, and you'll see yours truly. January 28th. Again, every show, at least every comic show, a good friend of ours, the Drunken Stoner. Catch him every Mondays and every Tuesdays. And if we can drag him out tomorrow, he'll be with us on Wednesdays. But again,
I think he's planning. He said something about maybe going yesterday,
hopefully,
but that was a maybe. You know, he could get something else to go to.
that's kind of like that's the same boat I'm in.
Yeah.
But yes, again, I can't stress it enough. January 28th. Bring a blanket. Bring a toy. Donate. Do it with your heart. Come to give. Don't come to receive. You're about to get these dope ass jokes. January 28th. Eureka Bruco in Gardena. Any last words for the people, Bork?
Thank you for listening
Hey,
and watching.
big time.
Oh, by the way, we're going for 250. Okay.
250 subscribers. That's what I'm talking about, man. 250 subscribers.
Tell
You
your
already know
friends, man.
you
Tell your
know.
friends.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what it is. It's the Realquicctho podcast. The YouTube channel is JCanC1. These don't work, hence the name. JCANTC1. And I'm gonna end it with this. You guys know there is no sunsets around where I'm at. Stay focused. Stay positive. We're all on a journey. If you stay on the path, you're going to get to where you're going. You got to go through some shit to get to the good shit. You cannot fall if you don't trip. Peace, people. Peace.